And just like that, we are back for episode 8, I think. All right. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. Let's talk. And just like that, season 2, episode 6. I was way off. This episode is titled Bomb Cyclone. All right. So, bye, Che. Shit. I am so sick of Che, but I feel like Che, honestly, to me at least, did redeem themselves at the end of this episode. But let's get started, y'all. So it starts off with Carrie. Carrie is setting up her camera, setting up her computer. She has her ring light. She's trying to get herself ready to be on camera. I said, if that ain't me every time I work from home, trying to set up stuff to get the lighting right, I mean, doing a YouTube video, like, we have come, like, Lord, everybody and their mama got a ring light, right? So Carrie is setting this up because she's doing like a virtual book tour interview type situation. So it's a young influencer that comes on. This girl is cussing. I feel like she's being a little inappropriate, but she's being authentic. So I guess that's all we can ask for. But this girl is talking to Carrie, and it's clear she don't really know who Carrie is. Okay, she don't really know who Carrie is. She's probably never really read her books. She just found out that this lady that is popular has a book coming out, and she wants to jump on the bandwagon. So it's very clear that she did not read the book. So Carrie tells her it's about death. The girl was like, oh, so what's your favorite shade of lipstick? I said, this ain't going to end well. While they're doing this, Carrie, who had her laptop stacked up on some, like, books in a box, it falls. And the way that I scream and get PTSD watching people's laptops fall, I had a laptop. I feel like my very first laptop, I dropped, slid off like a TV tray, and the screen cracked. My very first laptop, I had it for probably maybe 2 days at that point. I will never forget that. Luckily, the store, I was able to finesse my way into getting a new one at the store. So we then have Miranda. Miranda wakes up frantically, y'all. She is just a mess. So Miranda wakes up frantically, and it is because she thinks that she's late. She comes running into the kitchen where Naya is. Naya was like, it's 10, but it's also Sunday, so you good, sis. Isn't it? Is she still Miranda's teacher? Isn't it like a conflict of interest? Am I the only one that thinks that? That has to be some type of conflict of interest. This cannot be like okay. It can't be an okay scenario. I can't be the only one that is like thinking that, right? That has to be. It's I don't know. Nonetheless, Naya is filling out. Let me move this mic over. Naya is actually filling out her or typing up her divorce papers. She said that it is a no fault divorce, so it's not going to be a big deal. It's not going to be hard for them to, put that through. Miranda is very reminiscent, and kind of like apologetic, regretful, because she said her divorce is going to be at fault, as in hers, for stepping out on her marriage, which, facts. So Charlotte is having breakfast with the family when she gets a call from Lisa Todd Wexley, letting her know that they saw Ralph Lauren ad. So it was a legit photo shoot, okay? So while they're doing that, Lisa's daughter is jumping in the bed, jumps on her husband, jumps on his manhood. So they got to get off the phone because they got to sort that out. Over at Charlotte's house, Rock is like, oh, so this is what it's like to be, the good child for once. I don't like it. Rock likes to beat to the, or what should I say, walk to the beat of their own drum. Meanwhile, we got Lily, who wanted Charlotte to set her up with a table at some fancy restaurant. And it's like, why you need this fancy restaurant? Y'all are like 16. Lily said because she can't lose her virginity after going to the Shake Shack. I said, I know you fucking lying, Lily. See, like, that's how you gonna say it just out loud like that? My mama would have lost her shit, y'all. So Charlotte is like, wait, what? Lily feels that she is ready to lose her virginity. She's gonna do it today, but now, it's not the perfect day like it should be. Charlotte is tripping, so Charlotte goes to talk to her. And Lily feels that her and Blake, her little boyfriend, they've known each other forever. Blake's parents are going to be gone to Connecticut, so now's the time for them to do it. Charlotte wants her to focus on her own pleasure as much as focusing on his. I said, Charlotte, okay. So Carrie is out with Seema at Apple because she has to get a new computer because hers is done. And Seema invites Carrie to spend the summer with her in the Hamptons, getting a nice little cute cottage that they can, just chill out, rich people shit. Miranda is back at Che's apartment. They apparently just had the sex. And Miranda wants to cuddle, but of course Che don't. Che just can't be bothered. Che would say, I'm tired, I'm not really in the mood, let's just go to sleep. So Miranda turns over to go to sleep, and Che has her phone. My phone's over there. Che pulls her phone out and is like, what's up, everybody? It's Che Diaz. I was Miranda. I said, she doing a cameo? So Che, because Che doesn't want to go out to these comedy clubs where she was making money, I guess hosting or whatever, she is now doing cameos, which a lot of celebrities and social media people, influencers, public figures do these cameos. So Miranda feels away because she's like, it's not fair that everybody else gets to get this happy-go-lucky version of you, and I get the version of you that's just moping around. So Che is like, well, I don't have to pretend with you. Like, what do you want me to do? And Miranda is like, I don't want you to pretend to be okay. I want you to try to be okay. I can't sleep with you up here wishing these people happy birthdays and shit. I got class in the morning. So they get in the argument and they make up very quickly, but Miranda does leave to go home because she got life. She has a life. She got shit to do in the morning, unlike Che. So Carrie's meeting with, I think the lady is her agent or her manager. But she's meeting with her and she's doing what they are calling WidowCon, which is just like some type of conference for all these widowed women. And Carrie is gonna be like trying to sell her book at this and then reading like a little excerpt of her book. So the woman comes in is Karen, who is Carrie's old writing partner, who Carrie clearly don't remember that she stood her up and flaked on her when they were supposed to be pitching the movie. The movie is very reminiscent of 27 Dresses, which, like Carrie said, that type of movie has been done before. That was nothing. So this woman wants to now go by Carrie instead of Karen with a K. I said, sis. Okay. Okay. So she's expecting Carrie to flake, but she's like, I'm gonna need you to not flake. I'm gonna need you to be on time. Like, this is my business. This is what I do. I run a tight ship. Don't cross me. So now Carrie has it in her mind. I have to show up for this. I don't want to be the person that flakes. We have Naya and Miranda. Is it Nia? I do this every week. I feel like they don't say her name, and that's the problem. Naya and Miranda have Carrie and Charlotte over for dinner. While they're doing that, the conversation spills over to Miranda saying that she hopes her and Steve can at least remain friends the way that Naya and Andre have been very cordial throughout this. Miranda said that, she's not going to initiate the divorce or bring it up because she's the one that messed up, so she wants Steve to do it. Carrie said he's not going to do it. He told me a couple months ago he's never taken off his wedding ring. So, boom, boom. I'm only telling you now to light a fire under you to go talk to him because y'all have to talk about this divorce, your marriage, or lack thereof at some point. But y'all have to communicate. Carrie goes home because Aiden was brought up at dinner. She brought up Aiden. And she types up an email to Aiden just that's on some, I've been thinking about you, whatever. Carrie clearly done stalk the man. She knows that he's been divorced for 5 years. He done sold his furniture company in the West Elm, so he got that bag from there. So, she's thinking about him. She doesn't send it, though. She just closes her laptop. Che calls Carrie to try to get out of going to the event because it's like a blizzard outside. So Carrie called Che earlier in the episode, and she wants Che to come with her as like moral support. So Carrie was like, nope, I cannot cancel on this. The women are all in town because they've been here since Tuesday. I have to go. My husband died. You got to come with me. So it's really like Che knew. Che, I feel like Che would do anything for Carrie because she really rocked with her. So Che is like, God damn. But she gets up, she gets dressed in her little lumberjack fit, and she goes. Lisa's getting dressed for her event. We found out earlier in the episode. Lisa, she did that documentary and they're having a talk about it while being honored. And it happens to be the same night that her husband is having some type of event as well for him running for public office. So her husband initially wanted her to just pop in on on his event, then go to hers. And she was like, "Why can't you pop in on my event and go to yours?" It works two ways. So Lisa's car service gets canceled. And her husband is on some, well, since that's canceled, you can come on and ride with me. We booked a Yukon. I said, her husband done had one too many instances of like kind of dismissing her for me. One too many. It's been one too many for me. And I like how she checks his ass in every time. I love it. So she's like, I don't need your help. I'll get there by myself because he was like, do you? Lisa went and put on a nice little ski mask. She took her wig off. She put a hat on and she walked in all that fabulosity through that blizzard to get to where she needed to go. Lisa be dressed on here. Nicole Ari Parker be dressed on this show. So long story short, she gets there and she is like, when she gets there, she goes in the bathroom. She got her wig in this hat box and she, takes off her little over situation, her little overcoat, and she, pulls her ski mask off and she puts on her hair and she's ready, ready to do the damn thing. Saw an older woman that was in the restroom with her and told her, we ain't gonna let no little snow stop us. And the older lady was like, I know that's right. I said, love it. Love it. Support. Because Lisa walked through hell and high water to get to y'all. So Lisa goes and she does her interview and she's killing it and she's talking about why she wanted to do it, why she felt it was important. And her husband comes in and gives her that support that she needed, that she wanted. And they are I wish we saw more of them as a couple. I feel like every time we see them, it's like some type of conflict that they work out. But I would just love an episode where they are just rocking and rolling with each other for real, for real. So back over with Carrie. No, before Carrie, let's do Charlotte. So Charlotte is at the house. Lily done woke her ass up and said that his parents are stuck in Connecticut. So I'm about to go have sex now. I said, Lily getting on my nerves with this. So Charlotte's trying to talk to her about contraceptive, and Lily is on some, I know, I got it, whatever. Lily goes to this boy's house. It clearly is not far. She goes to his house, ends up calling Charlotte, asking Charlotte to bring her some condoms. I said, excuse me, y'all, but this is some white people shit. I wish I would have called my mom asking her to bring me some condoms when I'm 16, 17 years old. What? So Charlotte was like, I'm not bringing you condoms. Y'all said y'all had it. Lily is like, well, we Googled the pull-out method. So now Charlotte is out going from store to store trying to get some condoms. I said, Charlotte just be doing a lot. Always doing the most. She's on the phone with Carrie, who is herself walking through this blizzard. I said, y'all New Yorkers, y'all don't mind walking in weather, huh? I guess they so used to walking that, I guess. So Carrie is like, you a whole different type of mom. Okay, but all right. So Carrie's walking and Carrie gets there and she sees Che. Che did show up. And they're watching the speaker that's before her, and she's telling joke after joke after joke. And the audience is eating it up, right? So Carrie is like, I need a joke before I go out there because my book is sad. My book is literally about how I had to pull myself up and out of my grief and just like force myself to move forward. So Che gives her some joke. Carrie didn't tell it right. I don't know why Carrie didn't tell the joke right, but Carrie goes out there and she tells this joke, and the audience was looking at her like, sis. But once Carrie reads her book reads the excerpt of her book, and the audience loved it. It just goes to show. And a lot of people fall victim of this. You have to be authentic to yourself. So just because humor and laughter worked for, and to making light of a situation worked for this lady that's talking about eating ice cream after her death, it doesn't mean that it's gonna work for you, Carrie. Carrie went up there, poured out her soul in this book, read it with emotion, and the audience loved it. Like, she damn near got a standing ovation. And even as she was leaving, the other lady, the other author that was there, told her, "I loved your book. I really needed that good cry. It put things really into perspective for me." Che even told her at the end, "Your book, the way that your book, your excerpt, put things into perspective for me." And that's when I knew she was about to go dump Miranda. Miranda's at the house. Steve comes in pissed, okay? Steve wasn't in the mood to see Miranda. He's asking her, "Why are you here?" Miranda said, "I'm just here doing laundry. Where's Brady?" "Brady's working at Scout." "You got a problem with that?" I said, "Oh, Steve came in on one." I said, "Oh, what? Steve came home with an attitude." Steve probably said, "Why are you here?" So Miranda asks him, "I can't keep going back and forth. It's a lot of moving parts for me. How's the apartment hunting?" Steve said, "I ain't moving." I lied. Steve said, "I'm not going nowhere because this is my house." I said, "Oh, Steve." But then Steve was like, "I built this kitchen. This kitchen wasn't shit. I did the floors. I did this. I did that. I built that bookcase." Steve went up, read Miranda down. Steve was like, "You ain't even want the damn house. You didn't want me, and you for damn sure didn't want Brady." I said, "Oh." Damn, Steve. Steve wasn't in the mood. So Miranda, got that bow, bow, boom, that uppercut with Brady. So Miranda jumps up and now she's frantic and she wants to leave. And Steve was like, "No, no, 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 no. I don't need you leaving in this type of state." The last thing you want is to have somebody leave in a tizzy, in a panic, very heightened emotions like that. Because then if something happens, you're going to feel awful. You know what I mean? You are going to feel awful. So he convinces her to stay. He apologizes, especially about the Brady part. But it's true that Miranda did not want Steve. Miranda certainly didn't want that house. And Miranda was very iffy about Brady, if we keeping it funky. So they're upstairs, they're laying in bed, they're just talking about how they need to move forward. Miranda looks over, sees a condom wrapper. She said, what is this, Steve?" Steve was like, "It ain't what it looked like. But okay, yeah, I've been banging somebody in the bed, You moved on, I moved on. I'm not a victim." Steve said, "I'm not a victim. You want me to be a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm still getting my shit off." So Miranda is like, "Okay, well, since you're not a victim and we have both moved on, I'll start drawing up those divorce papers." I said, "You should have been did that shit, Miranda. You should have been did that. You should have been did that. Rip the band-aid off." And I feel like, Miranda, you need to be the one finding an apartment, truth be told. But whatever. So Miranda gets over to Che's house and she comes in ranting about Steve and saying how they should have divorced while they were still friends and all this other stuff. And Che was like, "Yeah, that's what I want to do too." I said, "No, you didn't get dumped twice." Miranda got dumped twice in like an hour. I hope that now Miranda gets back to being Miranda. You know what I mean? Because this ain't been her these past 2 seasons. This ain't been her. So Miranda's like, "Damn, back to back breakups. Ain't this about a bit?" Well, now everybody can start to move forward. Che needs to get her life together, 46 years old with no job, trying to. Not gonna do that with Che. But Miranda, go find yourself. Get yourself together. Let's take a deep breath. Let's get some perspective about ourselves and let's get ourselves together. And then finally, we see Carrie is back at the house and she's feeling like some relationships are meant to stay in the past and some aren't. And she realizes that an Aiden aren't, okay? She realizes that Aiden is, meant to be in her life. It's a relationship that she wants to reach back on. So she sends off the email. And then we finally get the Aiden and Carrie reunion next episode. But let me know what you guys thought about this entire episode um, down below. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.